Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my garden. Rog here once again, and today I've got some really devastating news. I am so upset. I've come out into the garden because it's late in March, weather's warming up a bit, and I've got a magnificent plant. It's called Gunnera Manicata, like a sort of a giant rhubarb. Well, if you like to look back at my old videos, last year I covered it all up nice and neatly because you have to give it a bit of frost protection. But we've had some really vicious frosts in this area through the winter. And anyway, I've decided to come out and uncover this plant, and this is what I found. One of the main parts of this plant, somehow the covering that I put on it has blown off in the wind during the winter time, and this piece now looks to me just completely dead. I mean, that has taken years to get this big. This was in the height of summer last year. What a lovely plant. I'll make a start by putting some gloves on. These plants, they tend to be a little bit spiky at times. So let's take off all of this. Now these big pieces here, they're quite rough. They are the remains of last year's leaves. So what I normally do, or what you're supposed to do really, is cut off the leaf when it's nearly winter time, when they're starting to die back. Cut off those leaves, just lay them over the top, and that should just be enough to keep the frost off. Unfortunately for me, it didn't quite work out like that this year. So anyway, I'm going to put all this into a bin, and this will go for recycling, apart from the fleece of course. I'll put the fleece back in my shed and reuse it again next year when the winter comes. So there we go. Oh, look at that. Now that does look nice, doesn't it? At least I haven't lost it altogether. If you go and buy one of these in a garden centre, they're quite tiny. They are a member of a rhubarb family, although I don't think you could eat one. I wouldn't want to personally. Too big and spiky. There we go. Now that's looking good. Just hope we don't get another frost really. But it's late March. If we do get a frost, it's going to be a little frost, and it won't harm this. Hopefully it won't harm this anyway. Let's just get those other bits around the back. Got some little plants coming up over the back there, so that's good. At least I haven't lost it altogether. There we go, tuck that in. A few odd bits, pick those up. And in they go. Anyway, I'm off to get a rake, try and make this job a little bit easier. There we go, that's much better. Do like to make a tidy job. So we've put all these bits and pieces in there. I'm so pleased that some of this plant's growing anyway, aren't you? Right, that's that job done. Switch off the camera, turn it back on again, and here's the bit that's growing, the growing part of the plant. Now that looks really healthy, really big, chunky. Probably could do with a bit of fertilizer. There's one of the little ones growing over the back there. I can probably cut that one away if it gets reasonable size. Yeah. And there's the first leaf. The first leaves never get very big. It's always the second and third leaves that get big. At least I've got one big stem there, one main stem. That's doing really well. Apart from it's creeping further and further into the garden as each year goes by. But I'm happy to at least do that. So thanks so much for joining me in my garden on this slightly sad day. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, give me a share, and I'll see you all again in my garden next time. Bye for now.